and welcome back to the Educator Sanctuary, where we have big conversations, mindset shifts, personal growth, and all things that help us live more and breathe more intentionally. Listen, whether you are a mom, a teacher, a community leader, or just a woman holding space for another, this show is for you. Now, today, I do not know where you are in the world this week. I do not know what's going on in your life this week, but I definitely want to be able to talk to the version of you that's tired. Not lazy, not uninspired, just tired. The version of you that wants to be consistent, someone who still wants to grow, someone who still has a vision for her life, but you just don't feel like doing a dang on thing today. This episode is literally for the woman who has made big goals, and I know that's you, but is hitting that moment in life where discipline needs to speak much louder than your feelings. And so if you are new here to this podcast, my name is Dr. Leah, and in every single podcast, whether it's me or whether I interview someone else, there's always going to be some type of personal story related to help you just kind of get the gist of where this is all coming from and how you might relate to it and how it might help you. So this past week, I have had an amazing, unbelievable, pinch me, is this my life week. Goals are being met. Momentum has been unbelievably flowing. I feel like things have been effortless and that things are pretty much just aligning. Like, this is where God wants me, right? I'm doing everything right. But even in the middle of all of that, I had one of those days where I just did not feel like doing the next thing. The moment where you're sitting down on the couch and maybe you're scrolling on social media, or maybe you're just playing a mindless game, because that's what I do, and know that something needs to be done and you just don't feel like doing it. Not tired because I need rest, not emotionally or mentally drained, literally none of that. It is a simple, I just don't feel like it, even though I know it needs to be done. And that is where I had to check myself in that moment, because I have learned personal experiences, reading experiences, listening experiences, that at a point when you are elevating and you start surpassing where your old patterns were, your subconscious mind doesn't clap for you. Your subconscious mind is not like, yes, girl, go, go, go. Absolutely not. It actually starts panicking, okay? It starts doing all the things to keep you back in that comfort zone. And so I read this a long time ago, and I have seen this play out time and time again. A lot of times people see this play out like in their finances or in their relationships, but we all have what we call an internal thermostat. So a comfort setting that's programmed by your past experiences, your environments, your belief systems. And no matter how many dreams or visions you have or how much you speak out loud with affirmations, your subconscious mind will always try to keep you at that old setting unless you manually override that setting. How do you override that setting? That's what I'm going to get to. So sometimes when things are going super well for you, you will start to feel some type of resistance. Now, true story, I know people who seemingly, to me, it's like they cannot be happy. Everything could be going so well, and then out of nowhere, they will pick an argument or find an upsetting moment that they had at a previous time in life, or just feel down in the dumps. Like it's almost like they just can't be happy in their lives, whether it's as a kid or, currently. They are used to having some type of chaos in their life. And so if life is going well, they have to create the chaos because they're pretty much wired to the chaos. Okay. There are people who make money. And when they make money, they're like, yes, this is the money that I needed. It's going to get me out of debt. And as soon as they get a lump sum of money that they feel like is going to change their life and help them for the better, something happens. Their car breaks down. They need to get their car fixed, or someone needs the money more than them. It's those people that say every time they feel like they are going 2 steps ahead or 10 steps ahead or whatever it is, that they're always taking a certain amount of steps back. And that is the subconscious mind trying to regulate you back to normal, even if that norm is not something that you're comfortable with. And it won't always be this loud, let me sabotage everything. So it's not even things that you're aware of a lot of times. It's little things like if you're a content creator or you want to be a content creator to change your life, it's like, I don't need to post today. I don't have time to post today. Or maybe you're on a weight loss journey and it's fine if I skip the gym today, right? Or maybe it's, that you need to organize your home and get some things in place, but instead you want to lay down and rest. It's always going to be these little things that you think are normal, but it's really those things that is kind of pulling you back to your comfort zone. Now, I am a firm believer that if you feel like you need to rest. Rest is the holy grail for me. Rest is absolutely necessary. But there is a difference in resting and regulating. So rest is something that's going to renew you. You're tired. You need the energy to go to the gym. You need the energy to organize. You need the energy to create your content. But there's a difference between that and something restricting you or regulating your performance to keep you exactly where you are. And then you look up 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and now it's a whole year that has passed. You have not completed the thing you said you will do because we're wired to stay in a comfort zone. Our bodies work best for us when it keeps us in a comfort zone. That's why people don't like change. And that's why you have to be the manual regulator over your internal thermostat. So I realized that me sitting down on the couch and playing the game when I knew I should have been maybe sending an email or posting more content or working on my parents' academy, I knew that there were things to do and I wasn't tired. I was just like, I just don't feel like it. And that's what I told myself. You know what? No. Discipline over feelings. There are times that when we're not going to be motivated. And that is when discipline needs to kick in, high gear, might I add, and say, I realize that this is something that is being designed to hold me back, and I want to move past myself. That was the old me. The old me would make some type of success and then sit down to celebrate. The new me says, hey, goal achieved, but we're trying to get here. And so I really wanted to talk about this today because I have many conversations with people and I know that I'm not the only one that goes through these things. Like, I know that there are people out there, and you might be one of them, who will go to the gym and you're like, boom, I've lost 10 pounds. I'm good. I've lost 15 pounds. I'm good. And now that next week is you're taking a break, or your life just got busy. You didn't work out today. And now you're looking up and 7 days have gone past. Wow, I didn't work out this whole week, right? And so you start to create that pattern, but then you're going back. Now it's you're not having time for meal planning anymore. Now it's you're not having time to get to the gym anymore. And slowly but surely you begin to fall back into that old pattern of your life. Our bodies create injuries for us. That has happened to me, where everything is going well, I'm feeling good, I'm literally feeling like I'm living my best life, and I'm at my goal weight, I look good and I feel good in my clothes, and boom, tore your Achilles tendon. How? Not even doing anything. Again, slipping me back into that place to where I was. And you have to be aware, because if you're not aware of these things, you can't change them. So you have to be aware of when you're making money, but it never seems like you have any. You have to be aware of when you start going to the gym and eating right. Now, all of a sudden, you are too busy to keep up with that commitment. You have to be aware that when you're meeting your financial goals, that something else is happening to make you spend that extra money. And that is where you begin to talk to yourself and say, no, that was the past version of me. My new me is going to the gym whether I'm tired or not. My new me will be at the gym at 10 p.m. My new me will just be working out at home. My new me will be creating content and pressing play no matter what. My new me will be sending out those emails regardless of what I want to do. I'm just going to schedule them. My new me is going to move past that imposter syndrome. My new me, my new me, my new me. And you have to choose that it's going to be you telling your mind what to do and not your mind dictating what you get to do. I said this in another episode before, is that your subconscious mind is 95% driving you. Every decision that you think that you're making is a decision that is being made based on these past versions of yourself. And you have to decide if that past version fits you today. And if not, then you have to say to yourself, nope, I'm changing that. That's really the only way you're going to be able to move the needle on the thermostat so that it sets a new temperature for you in your life. And so in those moments that I recognize that I'm just sitting down doing nothing, I had to literally tell myself, this is not what we're going to do. And I stayed up, I sent the emails, I made the link, I wrote the content. I have drafts right now of things that I need to post, because I am attempting to tell myself that this momentum that I in is a place that I absolutely want to stay. This momentum that I am in are things that I dreamed about working for and achieving. The momentum that I'm in is something that I absolutely deserve, and I deserve even more than this. And that while this was effortless, it still requires a level of commitment and work to not only stay where I am, but to keep furthering myself from the thermostat limits that I was at before. And so if you can resonate with this message, something that I want you to think about is, have you personally been honoring your body's need for recovery? So when you say, I'm tired, I need to rest, or I'm not working out today, or I don't feel like making content today, or I know I need to take this class to learn how to use this application, but I really don't feel like it, or I don't have time. Are you honoring your body's need for real rest and recovery? Or is this a mask of your subconscious quietly telling you that you don't need to do it because that will just move you from where you really want to be, and you need to stay stuck at where you are, even if you're not comfortable there? Sometimes I don't feel like it is not your intuition. The I don't feel like it is a lot of times your thermostat. And we have come to be in this stage of, especially with social media, where everybody's in the self-care mode, which is great. But feeling like you need to rest is not always a sign that you need self-care. Sometimes the feeling that you need to rest is a sign of you being regulated by your internal thermostat. So your old self might be wired to just top out at a certain income level, or a certain size of clothing, a certain level of success, a certain kind of friend group or opportunity. And no matter how much you grow on the outside, if you don't change that internal setting, you'll always find yourself drifting back to your default level. But because you're listening to this episode, not you this time, because you are learning how to spot the differences. You are learning how to become more aware. You are learning how to catch that moment where comfort is actually showing up and then saying, nope, I'm not doing it because I'm really not comfortable, because I'm really not making the type of money that I want to make, because I'm really not at that healthy fitness level that I want to be in, because I'm really not at the level of success that I want. And so I have to keep pushing through, even if my mind says, I don't feel like it today. Because this version of you is not settling for the default version of who you were before. You are becoming someone new. You are someone who requires new regulations, new settings, new opportunities, new level of success, new money, new you, truly new you. And so if you have not been acclimated to how I do things, this is not just a podcast where I want you to listen and be like, oh, that was cute. I learned something. It was so motivating. No. Okay. We're here to do the work. And so my invitation to you today is, I don't necessarily want you to be in the mindset of hustle, because that's definitely not going to get you any closer to your dreams. That grinding, hustling mode, we don't do that. But I do want you to check your temperature and ask yourself if you are not doing it because you are indeed emotionally, mentally, or physically tired, or if you are not doing it. And what I mean by it is the thing that you know that you need to be doing, the thing that you know you need to be working on, because it's easier to stay in familiar territory, because you're intimidated by learning that new software program, because you are afraid to be creative, because you are afraid to put yourself out there, because what are they going to say about me? Because you are comparing yourself to other people's day 365 when it's your day one. What is one small thing that you can do today that tells your mind, I'm not staying in this place that I no longer want to be in? Maybe it's showing up for 15 minutes instead of an hour. Maybe it's saying yes to the thing that you know you have been putting off. Maybe it's not doing it from a place of force, but now from a place of awareness, because you know that there is something trying to hold you back, and that something is probably just you. Because awareness is always going to be the first step to changing your internal setting. So ask yourself, are you not doing that thing because you are truly tired and you truly need the rest? Or if you're not doing the thing because there's something stopping you, because the limit is always you. And what is one thing you can do to start to change your story to write something new? If this episode has stirred something in you, and I hope it has, send it to another woman who's also walking that same edge between growth and comfort. And if you have not already, please leave a quick review or rating or comment if you're watching on YouTube. Those little things do help me deliver the message more than you could possibly ever think or imagine. You can also grab the Minding My Own Heart Space devotional. Those are be in the show notes. It is a beautiful tool to help you align and realign every single morning. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe so that you do not miss out. And I just want to say to you, whether you feel like it or not, I hope that you choose you. I hope that you continue to show up. I hope that you continue to stretch yourself, and remember that you're not always tired. Sometimes you're just being called higher and you need to heed to the call. Let's go. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for joining me in the Educator Sanctuary, where we create a space for women educators to reclaim their power and prioritize themselves unapologetically. If you've loved what you've heard, please do not forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with other amazing women who need to hear this message. Until next time, remember, you are capable, you are powerful, and you are absolutely worthy. You've got this. Talk soon.